Thanks for joining us today. It is Tuesday, and I did not post a routine in the comments today. We're going to be working through one basic position, which is a light stance to a standing or a bit of a squat. Today, what we wanted to talk about is incorporating weights, or why you would add weights, how you add weights. Most of us have something at home, even if it's a bag of rice. And there's a lot of benefits to adding weight-bearing exercise to your routine if you're not doing that now. And by increasing your weight, especially while you're using your vibration machine, there's going to be a few reasons you're going to benefit from this. And we're going to go through a few options. I've got a number of different toys at home, but I do I do have some things I prefer. I have a couple of kettlebells here. And these are 5 pound, what are these? Oh, pardon me, these are 10 pounds. How strong am I? And I'm just going to get the machine going at a little bit of a warm-up frequency here. And by adding mass, and in this instance I've added 20 pounds to my frame, it's going to make my muscles work harder. It's going to force them to burn more calories. If I'm doing fitness type things, just by adding weight, I'm going to burn out faster. If you want to target upper body and maybe range of motion or medical concerns prohibit you from getting down on the ground, you could add some body weight or some weight to the upper body and just go through some different movements. You know, maybe we're doing some bent over rows. Very slow, very dynamic movement if you are adding weight. In selecting something, if you're dealing with arthritis or different issues, you make sure you have something to hang on to that's comfortable for you. I like kettlebells for that reason. I've seen sometimes weights come apart and you don't want to drop something on your machine, and don't take on more than you're ready for. This isn't something I would start with. Another good exercise is something like just a bicep curl. You know, you don't have to put a big mean squat into it, but if you want to burn some more calories, very slow, very dynamic movement. Okay, that's another example. Most people have something like this around the house. So weights, you know, if you're just wanting to be lazy, you know, maybe you're just going to lift some weights while you're sitting on the machine. There's lots of different ways to incorporate upper body exercise without you doing a push-up. And weights is a good way to do that. In other sessions, I have used a weighted ball. This one is not very heavy. This one's just a 2 kilogram one, but again, just by adding some weight, maybe some functional movements, you know, you're going to burn out faster. For those of you trying to target weight loss, toning, bone density, this is a weight stick. Not very heavy, again, about 7-8 pounds. I like to use things like this to focus on better posture. For those of you targeting, like I say, weight loss and bone density, adding weight is going to burn more calories, fatigue you faster, which is great if you're dealing with joint or movement issues to begin with. Changing your body and its composition is about pushing it to fatigue, getting it to a level of challenge where it wants to quit. And a lot of times adding weight to your workout will do that faster. I haven't done very much and I'm already getting a little bit winded just by playing with weights. Another thing I like to use, and I'm not going to put this on today, is a weighted vest. This one goes up as much as 60 pounds. There are different plates in it. And just by adding it to your body, something like a weighted vest, you can do your planks, you can do upper body work, and again, you're just adding mass to your existing frame to push those muscles harder, fatigue faster. So when is it okay to add weights? A lot of people say, well, I got weights at home. Can I use them on the machine? If you haven't been using them regularly, make sure the technique is there. You know, work with a trainer, go online, and you know, just look at some basic weightlifting exercises. Don't take on more than you're ready for. Lifting weight is not about making you this big muscly bodybuilder. You've got to add a lot of weight, a lot of technique, and a lot of time to build that type of a structured frame. Adding weights to increase bone density, target weight loss, further tone is a great way to incorporate things you may already have at home, or just take your existing exercises to a new level of challenge. You know, keeping your exercises very similar and just working on variations within those exercises keeps the results going and keeps us in the routine and the habit without a whole lot of new learning to do on the exercise position front. Other things that you can use for weights is resistance. You know, resistance training and weights A lot of the exercises may be the same. So if you do have TRX, yoga swings, there's other things that you can incorporate into your plate. Resistance bands, we'll talk about that in another session. But if you have weights around the home, great. Practice with them on the floor. Make sure you're not taking on more than you're ready for, and add them to some of your basic standing positions just to get familiar with them. Perhaps you've been using your machine for a while and you just want a little bit more excitement. The other thing that you can do for weight around the house is just a couple of milk jugs filled with water. You don't have to bear a lot of expense and go invest in a bunch of weights. A couple 4-liter or 1 gallon jugs of water is going to add substantial mass to your frame and still give you something good to hang on to. And it's disposable afterwards. So think outside the box. We add weight to become stronger. Maybe you're targeting a body part that was deconditioned from surgery or being inactive, or maybe you just want to tone, lose some weight and increase bone density. So there's lots of reasons we know to add exercise, weight-bearing exercise, and adding weight to those exercises. Adding them to your vibration machine, which is just an environment in which you do those exercises on, is kind of a logical progression if you're doing those types of exercises and are comfortable with them now. If you have any questions, please put them in the feed. I'll be happy to address those today. And for those of you that are at home, I'm stressing, use your machine more frequently, a couple 3 minutes here and there whenever you're feeling sluggish. Keep that immunity boosted. If you're looking for vibration machines, something to do at home, reach out. We can answer some questions. And certainly if you're looking for some home support, some training, some motivation while you are stuck at home, give me a shout and I'd be happy to share some details on how you can book an appointment with me. Thanks for joining us today. Use your weights at home and have some fun. Mix things up while you're stuck at home. Yeah, go ahead, sweetie.